Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Old Deer Hunters channel. Today we have a real treat for you. It's going to be the review of the Bering Optics Super Hogster thermal rifle scope. Been using this Bering Optics Super Hogster for about a month or so, thanks to Jason Robertson out at Outdoor Legacy Gear. He let us borrow this and do a review on it, and soon that written review will be on his blog at outdoorlegacygear.com. This is a 2.9 by 11.6 by 35 thermal rifle scope. It has a base power of 2.9. It has a 35 millimeter objective lens. It is adjustable, so you can get a really fine image quality at any distance. You have a optical adjustment here, so that you can adjust it for your eye, whether you wear glasses like me or whether you have really good vision. Doesn't matter, you can adjust it for your vision. And of course up here, your objective lens adjustment is for your distance. So that's good to have those, because this optic does have internal video recording. It does not have audio recording, but the videos are really good. As I talk, I'll try to put up a few videos so you can enjoy that probably more than look at my ugly mug. But anyway, it's a really good scope. The best thing about this scope, what bumps it up to make it a Super Hogster over the other models, is the thermal sensor. This is a 384 by 288, 12 micron thermal sensor in this optic. It's much more clear than a standard 17 micron processor that comes in the other Hogsters and most scopes that are in this price range. This scope runs about $3,100, give or take a few bucks, and you get a lot for your money. It comes with a quick detachable mount. It's just a single lever, but it seems to work just fine. We used it on both modern sporting rifles and bolt action rifles. One good thing about it is that because the mount is forward, you can, if you have a bolt action rifle, you can clamp this on any type of Picatinny rail that's on your rifle, and you'll have the proper eye relief. Now this scope is actually a little bit shorter than it looks. This is just an eyepiece. If you're in bad weather, you know, it protects the lens. Some people like it because it doesn't show the reflection on their faces badly. But look how compact this scope is. I want to show you the difference. This is my scanner. This is my Helion scanner. Look, this thing only weighs about a pound, and believe me, there is a difference when you're running a standard size thermal rifle scope. Some of these things, they usually run anywhere from 1.5 to 3 pounds. Night vision scopes run about 36 ounces. I think Thermions run about 30 ounces, 32 ounces, and that's addition to the mount. This whole thing weighs about 1 pound. It's not only good for a rifle scope, but this would be an outstanding second scope to be used as a scanner. The 2.9 power is good for just about anything. We used it for hog hunting and small game hunting and coyote hunting. This also has picture-in-the-picture display, so you can run the scope on base power for a wider field of view, while at the same time having a magnified image in the top center portion of the screen for better aiming. So that comes in handy. You can zoom this model. This particular model is one of the first ones made, and to zoom it you have to press 2 buttons at the same time to zoom it. On the newer models, they've changed that. You just short clicks to the power button will zoom it from 2.9 to up to 11.6. If you have an older model, you can send it back in to Bering Optics, and they will do a firmware upgrade for you to bring it up so you have that single button zoom. And That's about the only thing I didn't like about this scope. You have to use 2 buttons to do the zoom, and since Bering Optics has already taken care of that, I really don't have any issues with it at all. This scope has a special setting in it for using rechargeable 123 batteries. It runs on a pair of 123 batteries here in under this little compartment. They're stacked vertically. You can run rechargeable batteries, but when you run rechargeable batteries, since they run around 3.7 volts or to 4 volts, somewhere in that neighborhood when you're charged all the way up, you have to there's a special setting in the menus for 3.7 volt. So if you're running rechargeable batteries, you got to make sure you go in and set this for 3.7 volts and not 3. Regular CR3 batteries that you buy at the Walmart or the drugstore are 3 volt. Power banks like an Anchor 10,000 that I use, they run 3 volts, and it has a I'm not a fan of scopes that run 123 batteries. They're expensive and they just don't last very long. So normally I run an Anchor 10K power bank, and it's just strapped to the stock of my gun, and it plugs right in here. So it's very easy to do, and it's cheap power. So you might want to think about that. If you pick up this a Hogster or any model that has 123 batteries in it, you might want to think about getting a power bank, because those batteries run about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours if you're running lithium batteries. In cold weather, really cold weather like we're having now, it may not last that long. The scope has 4 color palettes: white hot, red hot, black hot, and what they call a color hot, which is sort of a purple and yellow. I think that's plenty of color palettes, because most people only run black hot or white hot anyway. Sometimes red hot looks good depending on how far away you are from the animals, but basically it's a white hot with a little bit of red thrown in there. The image is really sharp with a 12 micron processor. One of the things I noticed, and I'll show you in a little video clip, we're looking at some cows that are about 100 yards away, and even when you magnify the image, it still has a very sharp edges around your target. So if you're out there and you have a coyote out 200 or 300 yards and you have to zoom it all the way up to 11.6 to take a shot, the background will be pixelated, but even at 11.6 power, it has a pretty sharp outline of the animal you're shooting at. So that's one good thing about this 12 micron processor. It not only just gives you an overall good image, it gives you a very sharp image, and there's good heat separation between the animal that you're looking at and the background. So that's one of the great things about this scope. There are 8 different reticle patterns that you can choose from in the Super Hogster. 3 of them are ranging reticles, so no matter what magnification you have, the bullet drop compensation will work. Reticle colors include green, red, black, and white. When you really get down to it, that's all you need. All these strange colors that a lot of these scopes have, nobody uses them anyway, so I don't see a real point of having them. One of the things you may notice on this scope is that it only has 3 buttons. It has one for power, one for recording on the back, and in the center is the menu. Now, everything works quite well, especially since they've changed the firmware, and you can get the zoom, single button zoom, and the single button nuke or video recording with the rear button. You don't really have to go into the menus to use the scope while you're hunting. You may have to use a combination of these buttons while you're setting the scope up or you're zeroing it at the range. But when you're hunting, basically all you need to do is a long press back here will start the video recording and stop the video recording. A quick press of the front button will zoom the magnification for you. So it really works out pretty well. The menu, it's got a couple of weird icons in it. After you learn what those icons are, then it's pretty easy to set up. It has 4 different rifle profiles, so you can set it up for 4 different loads of your rifle, or for 4 different rifles. The best thing I like about this Super Hogster is the image quality. That 12 micron processor really gives you a good image. It has a 40-foot field of view at 100 yards, so it's great for me. I use a 2.5 power scanner, so I'm scanning with the 2.5 power optic, and then when I get ready to shoot, I pick up the scope. 2.9 power is pretty much spot on for me. If you only have this one scope, you're going to leave it on your rifle all the time and try to scan with it. It might be a little bit high, trying to scan with it on your rifle. You might want to think about going back to just a standard Hogster with a less magnification. But for overall hunting, I think this is great. 2.9 power is great for coyotes, great for hogs, and just about anything you want to hunt. So I really can't say anything bad about this scope. It worked flawlessly during all of our testing and our hunting. And I just think it's a really good deal for only $3,100. You're getting about the best image I have ever seen in a thermal scope for at that $3,000 mark. Usually you're going to have to go up, maybe to another $1,000 to get an image this good. So I don't think you'll be disappointed. Right now, we're in February of 2021. These things are hard to find. Everybody wants one, and the manufacturers can't turn them out fast enough. If you want a Super Hogster, the best place to go is OutdoorLegacyGear.com. Of course, the supply is running behind the demand, so you'll probably have to put down a small deposit and wait a few weeks, but that's the only way you're going to get one in this market today. Just so give him a call. He'll take care of you. He's got the best customer service around, and I just want to thank you for stopping by the Old Deer Hunters to watch our review of the Super Hogster.